Tuck my ear under there. It
Just
doesn't want to go.
just the pointy part of it, the Spock part.
Stop.
Oh, God.
I'm sick.
I'll put my tea over here.
I'm going to throw my Halls wrapper at you. Oh, man. Great.
She's filled with germs.
Are you? Hey, stop it.
If she makes me sick, there's going to be hell to pay.
I can't laugh. Can't even.
If you make me sick. Oh!
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I mean, I come to work and then you're really screwed.
Okay.
Ho, ho, ho!
Ho, ho, ho. I can't even talk in your general direction.
Yeah. You have a very low voice today.
That all the better to see you with, my dear.
Oh, man.
I know.
Here it is. Well, how warm was it out today? About 10 degrees? Or?
Oh, I have no idea.
But anyways, it's supposed to be pretty nice later on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an allergy.
An allergy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's what this is. It's not a cold. It's an allergy.
I've just been teasing her about sneezing on me and coughing on me.
It's terrible. It's the symptoms, right?
Yeah.
That are so bad. And so I'm sucking on a Halls, drinking tea.
Yeah.
Which means I have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes.
Right.
And I smell like mentholatum.
You do.
And
I can attest for that.
And I'm wearing a Santa hat.
I know.
In the middle of winter.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah. It's so much fun. So you have a happy Santa and grumpy Santa.
Yeah. Happy Santa and Grinch.
My hat should be green.
It should be.
So it might not stay on me for the whole thing, Barb.
Okay.
Just warning you now.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. Anyways, I think we're filming, right?
We probably
okay.
are.
So welcome everybody. This is podcast 30?
30. Cheers.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have to give away a big prize because I think we just passed 4,500 subscribers.
Yes.
And we're on our way to 5,000. And we should give away a really big prize. I mean, whoever thought more than 3 people would watch us? And now there's like 4,500.
Mom, Lynn, and
yeah, all of our relatives,
our
right? Mm-hmm. So I think we should give away, something special.
Yeah, like what?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a little trio of our Christmas gift packs that we've got.
Okay.
We could send out, like 3 of them and get everybody excited about starting to make Christmas.
So that's it. So who are we? We're Barb and Cynthia from River City Yarns in Edmonton, Alberta. And this is our monthly podcast where we take you into the store on a day that we're closed. And we talk to you about all the cool things that we're doing here at River City Yarns.
Right. And July is historically for us Christmas in July.
Yeah, why is that, Barb?
Well, because, sometimes it takes a little while to make really cool gifts that you want to give to people. So we like to think that July is the perfect time to start Christmas projects.
It's true.
And we also have an Advent box that we send out every year at Christmas time. And it's going to start selling this month. So we thought we would talk about that. And the link to that is that every year we take the little items that were in our box last year and we introduce them as new little projects for you to do at Christmas time. So that's what this show today is about. Right?
Yeah. It's about getting a head start.
Yeah. And if you hear me talking a lot, it's only because Cynthia's,
I promised Barb I wouldn't talk too much today.
Her voice is really hurting, so...
Thanks.
So I get to blib blab.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay.
Okay. It's an allergy. Did I say that already?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on really strong meds.
Well, it's true. I mean, we just finished a round of forest fires here in Alberta, too. And so it was really smoky here. And anybody who's got any sort of lung issues, friends of ours wound up in the hospital. And all kinds of things. So anyways.
Yeah. Should we start with finished objects or works in progress or things like that.
Let's just jump right into Christmas in July.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
talk about it.
We got this huge assortment of stuff on the table.
Yeah. So I think some of you, we published this one
Yeah.
last year, right? Let's start with this guy.
Yeah. This has been incredibly popular.
Yeah. This is our Jolly Juniper tree. You can find it on Ravelry too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have these cute little kits. And what you do is you knit starting from the bottom. Yeah. And we give you in the kit a ball of epic yarn and some eyelash yarn.
A mini ball.
A mini ball, yeah. And because you have lots, if you have a regular 100-gram ball of worsted weight, you can get like 5 or 6 trees out of it. I think.
So if you buy the pattern on Ravelry, you want to use up some stash yarn. Anything, and you can use any color at all. We've got white here, and this is it without the eyelash yarn.
Yeah.
And you can make it as tall as you want. And these are a couple that were done using a
glitter yarn.
A little, maybe even a thinner yarn. This one plus a strand of a railroad ribbon, right? Yeah, that's sparkly and shiny. That's really cute too.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any eyelash yarn or you don't have any sparkly yarn, you can still do a really nice tree that's just plain.
But the pattern was written by my daughter, by Sabrina. And so that's really, I think, the cool thing about it is that you get the pattern and then we threw in some yarn and some novelty
in the kit.
So that you'd just be able to have something to practice for your first tree.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Right?
it's always fun to open a kit. It's like opening a little present, right? And you don't have to go searching through your stash to find anything. It's right there.
Last Christmas, Cynthia, I was decorating the house and I have a big, long banister or a pony wall that goes down to my basement. And it's probably 15, 20 feet long. So I put these little trees all along the top that looks so cute.
Yeah. I know I did this. I have a windowsill that's over in my garage. So when people come into the house, that's where we see them. And so, I have trees and elves and all kinds of things on there.
And the little bell is a really cute touch. We saw some little lights that you can get to put on your tree.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of ways you can decorate them. And we hope that you get this pattern and have lots of fun with it because they're addictive. You can't stop making them. And then the other thing that we really have fun with is the Jolly Wee Elves and our version of them, right?
So this is a Church Mouse Yarns and Tea pattern.
Right.
And this is one done in what was the original Rowan yarn?
It was tweed, fine tweed, I think.
Yeah, which they don't make anymore. So this was an older one, and it's got a little washer in the bottom, so he stands nicely. And so I've done a couple of those. This came from my little stash. And then
those are cute.
We started making them up in hat trick hockey yarn, and if you don't put the washer on the bottom, it makes for a nice ornament. And so this is with hat trick, which is really fun.
It's really fun. And I think Sheila has an entire hockey team. And it looks so cute. You can do all sorts of great things like put them on a white, cardboard and it looks like they're on a skating rink.
Yes. Now, if you did it all in one color, like Ride the Pine, and had a little bit of red at the top, then it could be like a little Jolly Wee snowman. Ride the Pine is one of our hat trick semi-solid colors.
Right.
And if you did it all in red, we've got a couple of reds with a little red hat on top, then it could be like a Jolly Wee Santa.
It could. That's a great idea.
We have some really nice colors in the semi-solid line as well. If you don't want a sporty elf, you could have a Santa elf or a snowman elf. Yeah. So this is, the pattern is Church Mouse Yarns and Tea, Jolly Wee Elf. And they've adapted the pattern now so it comes in 2 sizes. This is the little size, and you can do like a bigger one. It's almost like a doorstopper size. And of course, you can make them any way you like. Isn't that fun?
Isn't that fun? So if you have epic left over from your Christmas tree kit, try it on this because it works out really good for the bigger one. The other, while we're on Church Mouse, the other one that I love is the wreath. Yeah. Every year I teach a few wreath classes.
The woolly wreath class. Yeah. So in this one, in Church Mouse's pattern, you learn to knit the loop stitch. And that has you kind of holding the yarn up and making loops with it. And they recommend a yarn by Handmade, piece artist.
That's right. I'm just going to grab ours because it's right here behind us.
Yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, this is called
Slubby Blue.
Right.
Blue because it's Blue-Faced Leicester.
That's correct.
Not because it's the color blue.
Right. And we have this in cream and red and evergreen at Christmas time. And it's perfect.
Yeah,
Use a couple balls of this and put a pretty bow around it, and away you go. Inside here is wreath form, like a wire form, and you can get them at florist shops. They've got them there.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could use styrofoam too if you wanted to.
I suppose you could.
Yeah. But the wire form is really nice because when you pack this away for the winter, you can actually pack it quite flat, and then you can give it a shake, right?
Yes,
or even blow dry it when it comes out. Because if you do use a styrofoam one, sometimes they tend to kind of chip when you pack it away.
Well, the other thing too is you can kind of sew it to the back of the form too, which works out really nice. Yeah, so that's another idea.
Yeah, and then in this pattern as well, Church Mouse Yarns and Tea has a little garland pattern also. So if you have any yarn left over, they show you how to make a garland with it. And it's really nice. I did a bunch of this with leftover yarns. I held 2 or 3 together. And you can use it to wrap around a banister, or to wrap as garland around your tree, or to hang it like a pendant, what do you call that? A bunting across your fireplace. It's really nice as well. Did you get that back up there?
No, it's on the floor.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. But speaking of wreaths, another kit that we did this year in this year's Advent box was a little wreath of our own making.
Yeah,
and this was really fun. So in this kit, you get a yarn that's already loopy.
Yes, and it just comes out in like loops along a strand.
Yeah, and then we tell you what to do with it. It's like a finger crochet with it, and then you wrap it around the provided hoop that's in here, and you have a nice little loop.
Is a little wooden hoop that's used for embroidery. It's got 2 sides.
Yeah,
you could take it apart if you wanted.
We did. So you can make 2 wreaths out of the materials that are included in the kit. Yeah, and then you can use it. You could put a votive candle in here and have it as the centerpiece, or you can hang it up. And I was just thinking, those little lights that you were talking about that you can buy at Chapters and places like that would look really nice wrapped around one of these too.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah, and so you can also make a bigger version of this. So I think we might have full skeins of this yarn, and you can just get a bigger embroidery hoop. Yeah, they're actually quite inexpensive, and do exactly the same thing and make a bigger wreath. Yeah, and isn't that fun?
It's great. And I saw, somebody had a whole little set of them, and they look so cute. Yeah, I think they were on a mantle or something. Yeah, that
would look really nice. It's just so soft. I mean, you might just want to make a little cowl for yourself, or wouldn't it make a nice little cuff on your mittens?
For mittens. Oh yeah.
Anyway, the loop stitch is also nice.
Don't get everybody too excited because this yarn we can't get anymore.
No. So with some of these kits, we just have a limited number, and that's it. So, but we'll get them on our online store so you can order them. Yeah. Let's talk to everybody about this one. This is another hat trick one.
Yeah. So this is our mini mitten garland, and this comes in a kit, and you get 3 what we kind of consider to be Christmassy colors. We took Minnesota and Team Canada, and I want to say Ottawa. I'm not exactly sure which one that one is. Yeah. And we put them in this little mitten kit. So Cynthia's showing you there. We like to make these I-cord garlands. And I just chugged out one today that's behind us with the Addi Egg. And I'll show you how that works. that was so much fun to
Yeah.
make a little I-cord, and then you can put mittens on it, or whatever you want. You could put your jolly wee elves on it. It would be.
Then obviously we supplemented this with other leftover yarns. You know, I think this is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
This is Montreal. This is Canada, and then we've just got some, little bits and pieces from other yarns.
Yeah.
So the kit includes the pattern, some mini skeins, instructions on how to make
The thumb.
Yeah, and the I-cord.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's the only, kind of thing that's a little different is the thumb. The thumb's made afterwards.
Yeah. Got to keep it simple.
Yeah. So let's talk about this one, Cynthia, because this is one of your designs.
Well, this is also from the latest Advent box. Now, when you crunch that, do you hear the noise? Yeah, because I stuffed that one with a plastic bag. So if you run out of fiberfill, there's another, use for your plastic bags, not going to landfills, but being the inside of an ornament ball. So this one's done. You knit the ball. But as you're knitting the ball, you're going to do some stranding on the outside of it to create a design.
Right.
So this one you'll skip a stitch and pull the yarn in front. So the pattern includes instructions on how to do that, and we've also done a video to show you how to do that.
Oh, great.
It's fun.
It's. I almost think that it would be fun too to put a little sparkle yarn in this one as well.
Sure.
I actually sourced some this year, so we can use it for these and for the trees.
Absolutely. So you could do the same thing, but in the center, instead of doing the stranding, you could just change colors, or you could add an eyelash yarn or something sparkly for sure.
I stuffed mine with wool roving.
Yeah,
wool. They're so cushy.
Yeah, you know what else is really good are the ends of your yarn. So on a couple of them, I would just go through my stash and find little bits and stuff it in. Or, we have this it's almost like a little garbage can in the back where we cut the ties on yarn when we're winding it up into balls. Yeah. And it gets quite a collection of wool in there too. So that works really well also.
I have some really big dust bunnies at home too that might.
Dryer lint.
Only if it's nice clean towels. Yeah. Okay.
So there's all kinds of things you can stuff it with.
So talk to us about this one.
Right. So this is a limited edition kind of project as well. We had our friend Britta Gutling, who has a company here called Studio Britta, and she designed this little pouch for us. So it's done in crochet. There you go. Yeah, you grab one of those. And you crochet it up and you make the base of the pouch. And then you felt it in your washing machine.
So this is a before.
And these are a couple of afters.
And then these are afters.
Yeah. And then Britta crocheted a whole bunch of these little birds. So in the kit that we give you, you get the yarn, the pattern, the bird is already crocheted, and then the little button to go with it.
Oh, yeah, but that was in our Advent box.
Yeah, so we have a few of those.
Extras?
Yep.
Oh,
that
okay.
But when they're gone, they're gone. You won't have the little crocheted bird anymore. So,
okay.
And we'll have to talk to Britta about the pattern. So there's a limited number of these kits that are available.
Oh, I didn't think that the bird was included. I thought we just gave a link to the pattern where someone could make their own.
You can also make your own, but we do have some that we didn't sell, so we can, some very fortunate people can still have the bird done by Britta.
Nice. She spent her entire summer last year crocheting birds for our Advent box.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Aren't you glad we had to do just a few extras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are great for a cell phone too,
Yes. And you can felt it down to the size that you want, right? But tell everybody how thick that is.
Oh, it is. This is durable, and I need one of these because I'm always dropping my phone, right?
Yeah.
So this is an iPhone 8, and it fits in there perfectly. That's a nice little protective coating.
Yeah, even fits over your little doohickey on the back, your pop-out thing. Yeah.
By the way, I put this on the wrong end.
What do you mean?
Well, it should be up here so that my phone could sit up like this.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe you need two.
think I need two.
Well, on either end.
Yeah. Yeah, and then did we include the button or? Oh, okay.
So in the kits that we've got for sale,
You get the little
you get
button
everything.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just really fun, and felting is fabulous because it just gives you so much. I don't know. There's so much forgiveness.
Yes.
And you do a little crochet. It's fun.
It's a very cool project.
And speaking of little crochet, we also did this so this was last year's Advent box, and this was the year before. We did these little ornaments. We call them Angela. And so we have a little bit of crochet cotton and the little doll form.
Isn't it cute?
And the instructions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. And then there's different ways you can do it. You can do it with wings. Now this one's been in my box. So this wing is a little bit, needs a little bit of work, but all I'm going to do is steam this wing, and then I'll lay her down and just pin it back into shape. And then
so you didn't have to starch that or anything?
It is starched, and there's instructions in the pattern that tell you how to create your own starch at home, because this is what our grandma did, right?
Yeah.
It's just like sugar starch or glue starch. And then when it does become misformed, you can get it. In fact, I washed some stuff that our grandma starched.
Right.
And my husband said to me, "Isn't that going to take all the starch out?" And I said, "No."
No?
Oh, no, don't be silly. And so sure enough, like when it's dry, it's still hard again.
Wow.
Because, it takes quite a bit of work to get the starch out.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, you just steam it, pin it, and it'll go back into its shape again. And there's some hair on this one. And then this is one without wings. So
that's
you can do
cute
them
too, with hair on top. Oh, that's cute.
You could draw little eyes on there if you wanted to.
So inside here,
keep going.
Turn that way. You have the pattern, two little dolls, wooden dolls, and a nice little amount of, I think it's like DMC cotton.
Yeah.
Crochet cotton.
It's very fine.
Yeah. And the pattern.
Yeah. And if you don't want to crochet, you can just wrap the yarn around the doll, glue it down, and bop shonka. But these little wooden forms were just so cute, and we had all this whole angel theme going, so it was really fun. Yeah.
Is there anything else? Oh, talk about the mittens.
Oh yeah. So this is also a project from last year. We had Ancient Arts do up these mini skeins of Ride the Pine.
In our hat trick yarn.
Yeah. And then we spent the summer spooling out little bits of color for embroidery afterwards. So this fingerless mitt is done in Ride the Pine.
And you get a 50-gram skein in the kit.
Yeah. We called it a peewee skein.
Yeah.
And right in, in our hockey theme, right?
Yeah.
And then you get these little, like a tree color and a bird color and instructions on how to duplicate stitch. We did a video on this as well. So this is a pattern where you learn some new techniques, and if you need some help with them, we have 2 videos to go with this. One is about, the sort of the technical aspects of knitting the glove, and the other one is on how to do the duplicate stitch on the hand. But I think it's, again, our theme last year was kind of on birds. And this one is, one of these is a prototype mitten. So they're not exactly, well, they're pretty close. They may not be exactly the same size. And I use different yarns to try out different color combinations.
But isn't duplicate stitch fun?
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
Really, you start to see this image appear, and it's so cool.
Yeah. And then, you can start wherever you want. You can make the branches as long as you want. If you think that the branches need to be, branchier, you want to put some leaves on them, it's really quite easy to do that. And you get a little chart in there, so you can color on it with a pencil and fill it in and make it more
whatever color you
less
want.
complicated. Maybe you just want to put one bird on there,
Yeah, if you wanted red birds, you don't have to use the colors that are in the kit either, right? You can use your stash.
Yeah.
The thing that I like about duplicate stitch, Cynthia, is how you can use it to fix mistakes in your knitting.
Yes.
I'm always knitting half asleep.
Right.
And making mistakes. And so, and then how you don't notice it until you're like 35 rows past where the mistake was? That's a great way to fix mistakes.
Yeah. And then I think that this pattern is going to be one that we're going to have to bring back again, Barb, because you start off doing garter stitch in this direction.
Yeah.
Then you pick up stitches and you knit the mitten on top, and then the trimming here is done in garter stitch going up and down like this and like this. So wouldn't this look cool in a variegated yarn like hat trick?
Yes, that's right. Did you bring all your samples to show everybody today?
I'll grab them, yeah.
Okay. Cynthia's been doing some really cool work on variegated yarn pooling.
We talked about it in our last podcast, but I'll show you the finished objects this time around. So yeah, I think, working in different directions and doing a little bit of I-cord in here would be really cool.
I thought you were going to say we should do a hat based on that pattern. Because
Oh,
wouldn't this make a nice brim on your hat all the way around, and then you could do the birds
yeah,
up top?
yeah.
Very nice. Anyways,
Yeah, there's so many things you can do,
yeah,
right?
that was our Christmas bird theme.
Yeah.
Did we have anything else in the box?
Oh, I think there were some other projects in the box, but these are sort of like the little ones. And so our plan for these is to put these patterns up on Ravelry so you can have access to them. And then, if you want to purchase a kit, we'll have little kits up on our online store. And in the shop, we're always doing little tutorials or little classes. So, if somebody wanted some help with putting the thumbs on, we do a little class on that. So it's quite possible to do something on video as well. Yeah.
But we'll have these ready to go in Bend, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
In Shopify.
In Shop.
On our online store. Yeah.
Okay.
6 of this.
So,
and that.
do you want to do a little demo on this?
Yeah, definitely. So this is definitely an egg shape.
This is an egg shape. So these are so cool, you guys. You know how there's so many things you can do with I-cord, from embellishment to, and especially at Christmas time, we've created a little garland at the back in green and then hung mittens and things off of it. So knitting I-cord with double pointed needles can be fairly time consuming.
It can be a little bit of a pain, yeah.
This is so cool because what you do is you take worsted weight yarn, any yarn that's, they said, between a 3 and a 5, and you just feed it into this Addi Egg. The instructions are right in the box. It's a little bit, you have to feed it over one feeder and then go behind the next one, and then go through one and behind the next one for the first round. After you've got the round set up, all you do
you need the weight on
the
there?
egg. Yep. This, you guys, is essential.
I think
this is the whole thing behind it.
That's like trick to machine knitting, right? Is that you need to have tension on it.
You need to have tension on it. And I like to use these, Cynthia. Yeah, hold on to that.
Do you want me to touch it?
You go ahead, because I won't be touching that anymore. Oh, okay, I won't tease you anymore. You're not feeling
She's
good.
making me wear a funny hat.
Well, you're lucky I'm not making you wear, a gas mask.
Oh, I suppose I should, really.
Well,
or you should.
Okay, now, you know what happens? If
Who
I
wears,
get sick...
Who wears the mask? Is it the person who doesn't want to get the germs? Or the person with the germs? I mean, really, there's probably some, some etiquette about that.
Yes.
Do you
know the one who has the germs?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh. And what do you think?
So just watch what I'm doing here. I'm putting on one of these little bulb pins.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm watching.
And then you hang. Oh, I touched it.
You did.
I better go wash.
And now I'm wiping my nose too.
Okay. Another week and that's it. I'm gonna get it. All right. So
that's really clever, Barb.
Yeah. So you hang this weight from it. Okay. And see, it's hung pretty.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
The weight is heavy.
Okay. And then you just start turning the handle. So as you turn the handle, these little teeth come up, grab the yarn, and bring it down in. And
the teeny tiny circular knitting machine.
Yes. Now you need to also feed off some of your yarn. Here, you wind for a bit. If your yarn is fed off, there's no tension here, and that's a good thing because then your handle will turn smoothly. If your handle starts to click, chances are your yarn's too tight.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Because this little topper also Now that happens too when you need to move this guy up. Do you hear that little clicking sound? Yeah. And I often sometimes pull it a little bit too.
Yeah. So yeah, when the tension is really loose, Barb, then
It works
winds
quite
really
well,
nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just keep moving the little weight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this really is a one-person operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a woman come in yesterday. Her whole family was with her. And she has, this is something that she's given her son.
Oh.
And he loves to do this. He spends hours on it.
Right. Well, the nice thing is you could take your 15 millimeter needles out and knit with it. Or your,
you could.
Or your giant crochet hook. And
yeah.
So you could go through your worsted weight yarns and make a magic ball and then turn it into something else.
Speaking of that, we've got those behind you.
Magic balls?
No, the giant knitting needles and hooks.
Oh. Yeah? I don't see them.
Oh, okay. Well, I brought them out.
Okay.
We'll talk about
okay.
later.
Oh, man. Okay. So this is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is in addition to Christmas kits. You can have an I-cord maker, and this is on our online store as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason we brought them out is just because, they make great, you can embellish with them, you can turn them into stars, and you can put them on garland on your tree.
Right.
They're just handy dandy.
Yeah. You can sew them together. You can sew it together in a little coil and make a chair pad for your outdoor patio furniture.
Kids love them too. It's a great way to keep kids busy in the summer.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's talk about what you've got on your body here.
Oh, sure.
Because this is new.
All right, so we'll talk about FOs.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I whipped out another one of these wisps.
Of course you did.
So when we went to Montreal and we visited Lucinda, she had one in her shop, and she had one with art yarns, beaded silk and sequins in it.
Last podcast, you had this on the needles.
Oh, I did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so now it's done.
Which is my polite way of saying you don't have to tell the whole story again. But yeah, she inspired you.
She inspired me. And so when I got home, we had a little bit of this, and so we put kits together. So I'm going to do another one. I just think they're the prettiest thing to have a little bit of sparkle, and they're so warm and cozy.
Yeah.
So we've got these. This is the kit, and this is art yarns. We've got some in beautiful burgundy. This one,
this is gorgeous.
especially enthralled with. This is hand painted in two different shades, actually three. There's a really pretty minty green, a cream, and then an olivey silver tone on this one.
Yeah.
And we teamed it with a bright limey green wisp popover.
That's lovely. So the art yarn component it's 100% silk, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, with Italian glass Murano beads and sequins. So it's very sparkly. You don't have to have a lot of it.
100 meters, 50 grams.
Yeah. Yeah, and you used it like through 3/4 of your shawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is this a one skein of whisper?
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Very nice.
Might have had a little bit left over.
Yeah. But you don't have to buy a second skein of whisper to do this.
No.
When you use the art yarn with it, it's big enough. Yeah.
And it comes with the pattern. And in Ruth's original pattern, it had the little lacy cross stitch at the cowl. You can do yours like that too. I just felt with this one, it would have been a little bit busy. And I thought it was just better plain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of my FOs. And then, do you want to see the other one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So again, when Cynthia and I were in Maine, I started this 24-hour cowl.
Right.
And it drove me crazy.
It took you 24 days?
Oh, gosh. And so I pulled it all apart many times, but I just thought, you know what? It doesn't want to be a 24-hour cowl. It wants to be a peaks and ridges cowl.
Nice.
So I'm really happy I did this too, Cynthia, because I love the way Peaks and Ridges takes a hand-painted yarn and stretches it out across the row to give you these kind of V's.
Yes. And it's from the row like above or below or whatever, right?
Yeah. The row,
So you're pulling the color up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love this. And this yarn, oh my God, it's so soft.
This is Juniper Moon?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cumulus.
Right.
It's that Mako cotton
Right.
and a little bit of nylon.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Beautiful.
nice. If anybody,
nice.
wants a non-wool alternative,
Yeah.
this is a really great one.
Yeah.
Now we have it in multicolors too.
Right. So
speckles.
before Maine, we just had it in solids.
Mm-hmm.
So now we've got it in some beautiful. This is good to get out and visit yarn shops, right?
I know.
You see what they've got and you say, oh, that would be great. And it's so far away from us. So, people here can have the same joy that people in Maine have.
Well, and hers, she didn't even do a cowl in it. She had done something else.
Mm.
But she had done her 24-hour cowl in mohair and then another base that she had.
Okay.
And I just thought, oh, that would look really pretty
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah. So is that one skein, Barb?
Not even.
No.
It's more like half. I think I have this much left over.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
If you had 2, you could do 3, I'm sure. Or I could have kept going and made it taller.
Right. Yeah. That's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So does it have lots of, so it's cotton, right? So not as much elasticity. So maybe this peaks and ridges pattern allows it to have a little more elasticity as well?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's got 5% nylon in it.
Mm-hmm. It's because it's a chainette construction, right?
Nope, not really. It's more like singles.
Yeah, no, I think it is. If we pull it apart here, it looks braided.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so the nylon helps to keep to keep it together. Yeah.
Okie doke. What are you working on?
So I'm wearing an over the Willamette. So I learned how to say it properly.
Mm-hmm.
This I didn't crochet this, of course. Heather did, but I thought it went nicely with my ensemble today. And I'm going to take off my hat now because oh wow, my eyebrows can move. That's so good because I also got my hair colored darker, and
it goes perfectly with your hair.
If I take off my scarf, you can actually see it. So this is, Christmas red, right?
Well, you're a redhead now.
Yeah.
You probably have some fun, exciting stories to tell us every time you change your hair color, right?
Nothing yet, but...
nothing you can tell us.
No.
You mean?
Yep, no, nothing I can tell you.
Okay, but didn't your husband say to you, I think you should go red?
He did. I asked him what color when I went to visit Sarah. I said, what color do you think I should get? And he said red. Mm-hmm. And I said, what? Because I don't really consider red.
Yeah.
And you think that's saying something?
Mm-hmm.
I love the shade of red that Sarah picked for me.
I do too.
It's quite dark. And it will fade a little bit, but it's quite bright right now. And it's purple in the back as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm taking off my hat so you can see my hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some finished objects.
Okay, show us.
The first one, well, let me start with this one because I brought these out before, but I like to show everybody that I'm finished now. These are
the gridiron socks.
Yeah, gridiron socks in my husband's size. So I got 2 of them.
Nice.
And it's really fun.
The team was?
This is Montreal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I showed them to our mom and she said, will he wear bright colors? And I said, he will, because they're hand knit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I take the time to make him some hand knit socks, he will wear them.
Mm-hmm. You bet
he will. They're so cozy and warm. But I love this pattern. Look at these vertical stripes.
I know.
Isn't that pretty?
So this yarn is dyed by Ancient Arts, and half of the skein is huge, by the way, a real big one, and half of it is one color.
Mm-hmm.
So half of it is this red, and then the other half is blue and white.
Yeah, so that longer dye repeat, that longer color in there allows you to pull that color up your work as well as having it in the round. Now you can see that the background here, it looks kind of stripy, but it's not. They're not real stripes.
It looks stripy on the foot too.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the stockinette stitch side, you can see that it's a variegated yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this extra long color allows you to pull some vertical lines into it. So so this is our touchdown line, which is 150 grams, 550 meters. It's been dyed especially to give us an effect like this. The effect being that you have this long color that you can pull up in
It
the
comes
sock.
in, I think, I want to say 5 or 7 teams, and one of them has half a skein of black, and it really looks.
That's the one that's on our pattern, I believe. Yeah. So
then
this is
there's
Montreal.
Edmonton.
I have this Montreal theme going on for no reason other than I like the colors.
Okay.
You know, they were just bright and cheerful, and wouldn't these make great Christmas socks, right?
Yes.
And then I also knit 3 socks in Montreal, and this is hat trick.
This is our hockey yarn.
Yeah.
Now this is variegated. So there's a
Both of them are.
splotch of red, there's a splotch of,
Yeah.
blue, a splotch of white.
I would say that both of these yarns, Touchdown and Hat Trick, are variegated yarns.
Okay.
Because we've been having lots of chat recently with people about the difference between self-striping yarns and variegated yarns. And our dyer has these, in order to make a self-striping yarn, one in which you get horizontal stripes that are, fairly wide, 2 rows or 3 rows, you have to work with a really large skein if you're a hand dyer. To go around a sock once requires about 5 feet of yarn. So you have to, if you want that color to go around more than once, you have to work with a 20-foot skein. And I've done this. Made the skein going up and down my hallway, but it's really laborious. I don't know, there's some really good self-striping hand dyers out there.
Sure, I watched a video too where somebody had little pots of dye on the table, and they stuck part of the skein in one and part in the other.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how you could get.
And my husband made me, after seeing me do this, hallway thing, he made me a warping board, which allows you to make a really long skein. But it's, then you got to wind it up, and it's hard. So, I don't.
And you can buy biscotti.
Yes, that's a beautiful
right.
Which there's a few,
which stripes up just on its own, and
Exactly.
it's such a lovely soft yarn. But
so,
anyways, the
Hat
point
Trick
is,
and Touchdown are not self-striping yarns. They're
Right.
variegated yarns, but you do get sometimes the appearance of a stripe. This is our Hat Trick cocky sock pattern, and this is the smallest size. This is 52 stitches. We call this the youth size. And then this one is done on 60 stitches, and it's the lady size. And look, like the stripes change, or the appearance of striping changes. So
and
this
then you
looks
get a big band down
horizontal.
here.
Yeah, because you have more stitches here, right? You have 60 here, and you might have 80 here, and then you go back to 60 again. So that 60 seems to like to, and again, this isn't a stripe, right? It looks like a stripe, but that's just because the white and the blue are sitting next to each other. But you don't have a full stripe of blue. And then this is the men's sock done on 72 stitches. And again, you get
I love that flashing.
kind of stripes. I like this one because you get to see the colors better. There's just more.
And it looks more hockey jersey-ish to me.
Right.
This truly is kind of like in the Calgary one, I just saw flames.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, there's like a lightning bolt in here. That's kind of like a lightning bolt effect.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that all 3 of these socks came from the very same skein.
Right.
And I brought
And the
these
same
out.
pattern.
Yeah, I brought these out one night when we had some knitters here, and I said, same yarn or different yarn? And a few of them thought it was different yarn used for each sock, because the way that the variegation plays out can actually change the way that the color appears.
Well, you even had a switch when you changed needle sizes, didn't you?
Yeah,
You did
so
a
gauge-
fourth one that.
Gauge can make a difference too. Yeah. So we're going to do more promotion with these socks to show people the other, the infinite variety of patterning that you can get when you knit different socks at different tensions.
Yeah.
And so
That's very cool.
Those are my.
So it's so nice
finished
to have
objects.
those done now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Wow.
These came off the needles last night, so.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we've got some works in progress.
Yeah.
Because we're working away on
Right.
our 4-day sweaters.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a Marie Green we jumped on the bandwagon, but she's been doing this, I think, for 3 or 4 years, where she's got this kind of competition out where you can knit a sweater in 4 days. And Cynthia and I, again, heard about this from Lucinda, and we wanted to jump on board. And so the idea is that you get this kind of 2-week time period. You don't have to knit 4 days in a row. you can pick these days in this time period, and that's what we did. And we started knitting this sweater. So it's a Knitalong. I'm using Eden in Jewel.
It's gorgeous.
It's very, very pretty.
And this is also a variegated yarn, but it's tone on tone.
Right. And you're using?
Well, of course, I have to be just like my sister, but I'm doing the red thing. So I'm I forget my color name. Temptation. I'm using Temptation.
Yeah.
And again, this is a beautiful variegated.
And you're doing the 2 rows from one, 2 rows from another, right? Yeah.
That helps with hand painted yarns. The more you can mix up your skeins, the more evenly dispersed color variations will be. So when they dye these skeins, you can see from both of ours, when they dye the skeins, you'll have some deep tones and some lighter tones. And if you lay all your skeins side by side, you'll notice that in one skein there's more dark and in the other skein there's more light. There may even be, some of them, more or less pink in there. So if you don't mix your skeins, you end up with stripes where the color
you can
changes.
Generally see the difference between one skein to another.
You can. So there's some strategies. You can do 2-row stripes, which means you knit 2 rows with one skein, 2 rows with the other, 2 rows with one, 2 rows with the other. You just carry the extra yarn up the side. It's quite easy to do. Or you can split up your yarn into mini balls. And you can just keep, pull a different ball each time. And then you may still get a little bit of striping, but it'll be narrower and it'll be consistent. Or when you change skeins, you can do some 2-row striping. So you don't have to 2-row stripe the entire thing. You can knit for a bit, then do some 2-row striping and then switch to the next skein, which helps to blend the color change.
But how cool in that we're going to have a sweater done.
Yes.
Well, hopefully.
Yes, we will. We will. And you are allowed to take a few more days if you're making a more generous size. So there's that. Yeah. The idea is that, and you don't have to spend 4 full days knitting.
Right.
You can spend the equivalent.
Break it up. But there's a whole bunch of really cool prizes, you guys, on Marie's Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, check out Olive Knits, Marie Green, and post pictures and join along, because who doesn't want to have a sweater? And it's perfect with summer here.
Yeah, it is. It's a really nice summer cardigan, open front, and it's got a lacy panel in the front, which means that you don't have to knit buttonholes. She said you can just sew buttons on the other side, and the lace holes in it allow you to button your cardigan wherever you want it. So that's just really cool.
Yeah, that's fun. And then what else? Do you have any other whips?
No, I do, but nothing that I can show just yet.
Yeah, we have a secret Advent project we're working on. Yeah,
in competition with each other.
Yeah, no, we're both designing something, and so. Anyways, we can't talk about it because it's going to be in the Advent box. So yeah, and if anybody wants, if you haven't had an Advent box and you'd like one. What they're about is every day of December you get a different gift. So we have 24 little gifts, and they're all wrapped by hand. A lot of time and effort goes into creating these boxes, but they look like this. This is last year's box right here, the red one. And they're filled with little presents, and there's a date that says don't open before such and such a date. So every day you get to open one. And this is going to be our 4th year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And so they just went on sale, and you can still get one.
So it's a pre-order, right? You buy it now, and then we ship it closer to Christmas time.
And we've made a few less than we did last year. So they are limited.
We did that because our elves were exhausted.
I know.
Yeah, it was just, it's a huge effort. And so Christmas in July is Christmas in July for everybody here. We all start making, little mini skeins and things like that. So this year we kind of changed up. I mean, last year we had a lot of projects. I think there were
7 or 8.
Yeah.
And we got a little bit of feedback too, right?
So it's maybe a little overwhelming, like maybe Cynthia shouldn't take a holiday and, start designing projects when she has time off. Maybe.
Well, and Christmas can sometimes, there's a lot of things on your plate anyways, right? So I think a lot of our customers were happy that they had the projects because then they could do them in January or February or March.
Mm-hmm.
But what we thought this year is we're going to have a few less projects, but we're going to give more yarn and have a project that spans a few days.
Because we had so much fun with String Theories Advent Box, and that's basically, it was one project, and you opened up these little bundles every day, and that that's really nice. That's achievable, right? And
and it was nice to have something finished at the end.
Yeah.
So we hope that that's what everyone will have with this too.
We got a lot of really good feedback about people who did the Peaks and Ridges cowl with the full skein of Adam and Eve. Yeah. So we're going to focus on a different yarn this year because we like to give you something new to taste all the time. And so we've got some plans, but it's still the fabulously wonderful surprise a day box that you've become accustomed to. And if you're new to it, now's the time to get in on it because we usually sell out, and
they're usually all different. There might be one or two items that were popular last year that we might pop back in, but every year is a new box and a new theme and a new project.
Right.
So don't worry that you're going to get the same thing. And if you're interested in seeing some, you can go to Instagram and Facebook, and lots of people posted. I think the hashtag was RCY Advent Box. And you can see kind of what we're in boxes from past years.
We can put the hashtag in the show notes, which are just underneath the screen here on YouTube, and then you can have a look if you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing, Cynthia, that I was going to mention today is Lucy Neatby is here this week, and we also had a row and trunk show. Those were things, and so it's been very busy, and we have some video that we can tag on either at the end or put on our YouTube channel, right?
Sure, or I usually add them in the show notes. So if there's something, that we think would be interesting, like the row and trunk show, we'll add a link to that on our YouTube channel. But on our YouTube channel, we have playlists. And so if you want to see some of the events that are happening in the store, we have a playlist called Places to Go, People to See. And that's a good place to see what's happening. Either we're traveling or we have traveling visitors here. Check that out.
And if you like it, sign up, subscribe.
Oh, yeah,
to our YouTube channel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Love to see 5,000. That'd be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have one work in progress, Cynthia.
Okay. She has 6 or 7.
Well,
she's only bringing out one.
I'm only bringing out one. This is a brand new yarn that I'm swatching with.
Oh.
And I kind of designed this pattern.
Let me hold it up for you.
Sure. So I'm just swatching this out now. This is a new yarn that's coming from Berroco this fall. It's called Sesame, and it's a blend. Particulars.
Are you holding it with something?
I am at the top.
Okay.
Okay, so I knit about this much, just the plain yarn. It's 43 wool, 39 acrylic, 9 cotton, and 9 nylon. Knits up at a gauge of 19 to 20 stitches on 4.5 to 5 mil needles, and I think I'm using 5. Yeah. So it's really pretty. It's got so many different colors and shades, and I think that's what's so nice about using a blend is that you can get a lot of different kind of tonality to it.
Yeah, this is lovely.
Then, Cynthia, I couldn't resist. I added a strand of mohair. I had some Shibui Silk Cloud in my stash, and it totally transformed it.
Yes.
It's changed it. It's even changed the gauge a little bit. It's fattened it up.
Yeah.
And I really, really like it. So I might... it's
the magic of mohair. It kind of tints everything.
Yeah, adds that halo.
Everything's got a silver kind of tint to it.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And then, speaking of mohair, here's the other project that's on the needles. We have this yarn.
There was more than one.
I just have to try them all out, right? We get new yarns. This is Millie Calori Baby. We've had this before in the shop. And this is Lang Lace Luxe. It's a mohair with a little bit of glitter. I cast on the Hot Shawl by Holly Yo. This is one of the patterns in our shop. And I just love the way it looks with the Milli Calori.
So are you using the mohair by itself?
Well, with stripes. So this top part is just pretty much stockinette with a lace down the center. But then it breaks into kind of like a feather and fan. And so I'm doing it in both yarns.
That's really pretty. Really pretty. Wow. So will you have it finished for our next podcast?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Lovely. So this is why I don't bring out all my whips. Eventually I have to.
True. Then the pressure's really on. They have to be finished, right? Yeah. All right. So that's it.
I do have a gift for you.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but I went to Comic-Con in Calgary.
Yeah.
And I visited Stash Needle Lounge.
Yeah.
And I brought you back a present. But when I got back, I can't remember what happened. I tucked it away.
And you just found it?
I didn't find it until I was looking for all my Christmas stuff. So
I love presents.
So this is these are
gosh.
flour sack tea towels. They're just like plain color. And then this is embroidery transfer, so you can embroider,
oh my God,
iron on letters.
How cool! We were just talking about that.
Yeah, so you could have monogrammed tea towels.
Aw, how nice!
I thought that was fun. I thought you might like that.
I love that. Look at these.
Yeah.
So are these all the letters in the alphabet?
I think so. Yeah.
Includes embroidery how-to.
Yeah.
Wow, where did you get this from?
Yeah,
that's the other really thing. Cool.
And then
love that idea.
And then speaking of, our old Advent box, this is one of the little bags in our old Advent box. And so I took an embroidery hoop and I thought I would try it too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I did.
Or is that the transfer?
I wrote onto a little transfer. We sell this transfer paper called Silk. Well, it's not really transfer paper, it's paper. And you just draw on it or you can print on it with your printer. So I just, sketched out a few things. And then it peels off and you put it right on your fabric. It's very thin. And you embroider or whatever you want to do on top of it. And then you wash it and it melts away.
Wow. Okay, so you haven't embroidered on it yet.
No. I just drew with my Sharpie.
So cool. And then you'll be able to use this little bag.
Yeah, right.
As a gift bag or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a nice way to recycle.
Yes.
Right? I felt so guilty last year because we had all these little bags that we had stuff in.
Yes.
And you don't want to throw them away.
No. And I found if you put them through the washing machine, most of the ink that, from the stamp, a lot of the ink comes off. But then you can just embroider over top of it, right?
How nice.
And use it as a little bag.
You've got a gift bag.
Yeah. So I'm just playing around with this one.
What kind of cotton are you going to use? And what sort of needle?
So I'm using DMC cotton.
Okay.
Because that's what we have here in the store, which have these little kits. So I'm going to use that. And I usually don't know that much about embroidery. So I'm going online to do a little bit of research. And then we have a class coming up later this month where we're going to do an embroidery project just like this. So I'm getting ready for that.
Fun.
Yeah.
We should kit these up too for Christmas.
We could. Yeah.
We could do a little Christmas tree or something like that. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be fun. Yeah. So we just have to, and Sabrina, Barb's daughter, is a really good artist. So I was thinking maybe
she might make us
some pictures and then we could reproduce them and put them on paper like this and stick them on. Because I'm thinking it'd be nice to do something like that says Merry Christmas or something that,
And remember her pixelated alpacas that she did?
Yeah, she's just a wonderful artist.
Okay, so Cynthia, one last thing.
Yeah.
With Christmas, you know how you always run out of time to make gifts. And we just got in from Mama Knows Luxury these blanket kits.
Oh, nice.
You know the big popular blankets that people are using to decorate with or, throw over the back of a couch or cuddle up in? We've got some of these and they come in these wonderful kits. This is all packaged, ready to go. There's 4 pounds, a 6 pound, and an 8 pound blanket in here. And this is the most beautiful merino roving that you
It
could
is.
find. We've got them in cream and natural, but you can order them in colors as well. And they're available on our website or on Mama Knows Luxury website. And so we've got some of these. If you're running out of time and you want a gift that really gives a lot of impact, consider one of these.
Yeah. When you open the box, I imagine the wool just kind of like expands.
Yeah. It's all wool kind of roving sort
Merino
of. Like,
wool roving. Yeah.
or top. And it's made into big...
Pulse.
Yeah, well, yeah, the strands are huge. They're literally, they're about the size of your hand. And you can knit these with your hands. You don't need knitting needles.
Yeah. What I should do, Barb, is actually go and grab, we took some of it and made it into little braids.
Well, we did, but we also did a video
We did.
on making a blanket.
Yeah.
So we could put a link in below on the video that we made. And literally you're pulling the roving out through your hands, making stitches with it. So we've got these kits and I just think they're a great idea.
So working by hand is good if you're consistent. But if you're not consistent, you might want a tool.
Or if you're a knitter or a crocheter and you're used to using needles. We also got some of the needles that Sarah also sells on her website. We're so lucky because we have a local maker south of Edmonton who makes these.
Right.
And so we got some.
I know.
Check them out.
Look at this.
This is the crochet hook.
That
I know
is massive.
Okay, let's just get
the
jokes
elephant out of the room.
Yeah, right off. Okay, show us the needles.
They're a handful.
Okay, these could be nasty.
Okay. Look at that. Well, so, okay, phallic symbols aside, these are a very practical tool for making a blanket. Because look at the cord on that. Yeah. And then,
you guys, the finish on these are
really
really nice.
It's very smooth. Stephanie Pearl McPhee does this really good talk where she talks about knitting needles and she says, okay, now everybody stop giggling. This, you need to know the parts of a knitting needle. I mean, this is the shaft. Everybody laughs and, this is the taper. And so anyway, yeah.
So we've got these, and these were so popular with Sarah's kits last year. A lot of people bought them just because the other thing too is you might want to make, a rug or a big coat and use 6 strands of yarn.
Yeah.
This is the best stash buster.
Well,
we had these coats. Remember that the girls from Vancouver, they wrote that book.
Yes, Strand, I think is the name of the book. Pip and Pin. Right?
Yes, yeah. You could make big projects with them.
Yeah, and I can tell you from having done one of the extreme blankets before by hand that you're bending over and pulling the loops through, and it's really hard on your back.
Yeah.
So if you can use a big tool like this, it's going to help you out immensely. And you're, even if you only do a row at a time and you put it down, they're big rows. Yeah. You're not, you can at least doesn't
sit
take long.
Comfortably with this.
Yeah, this is fabulous.
These are around 40 or 42 millimeters.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the fellow who made them for us, Shane, he said that it's hard, like they're made by hand. There's no machining or automatic system with this. Right. So one could be 42, one could be 40, but he gets them pretty similar.
Yeah.
And I have to say I was really impressed with these. That
crochet hook is amazing.
And yes, I think this could be so much fun. I mean, you can crochet again with your hand. But,
excuse me.
Anyways.
You can, but a crochet hook would make it really, really a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're beautiful. They're beautiful pieces. And, wouldn't it be funny, like just to have it in a basket, these big balls of wool and these big needles sitting in a basket.
I know, for decorating, right?
Yeah.
Or if you want a set to, decorate your shop with or something.
You want to say to people, I'm serious about my craft, right? If you want to belong to the elite group of extreme knitters, like extreme snowboarders,
this
you
is
belong to the extreme knitters.
Yeah.
Or crocheters, right? Yeah.
Can't you see this just hanging on your wall?
Well, I can see all kinds of mischief happening with this, right? Like, this is, but I can also see that if I was going downtown and I was at all afraid. Or if people said that knitting is for sissies, this is kind of like brandishing a weapon. So I wouldn't be so afraid to go to more dangerous parts of the city and knit.
And knit in public with those.
Yeah. You'd get a lot of people coming up to you, wouldn't you? Do you think you can get these on an airplane? Might have to check with Transport Canada about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You could conk somebody over the head with that.
You could. Yeah, this is a serious chunk of wood. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's really nice, Barb. I'm glad you got these in because, people have been asking for them.
Exactly. Yeah. And it took a while to get them too, because he makes them all to order, and he doesn't just do this. He's like a woodworker, and he makes toys and things, right? So this was kind of like a special production run for him.
Right.
But very nice fellow, and does beautiful work.
I love that crochet hook.
I know.
It looks like a little gnome. Okay. It's very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did a nice job.
He did a very nice job. I'm going to get some yarn, then we can have a little competition.
Oh, yeah.
See who can crochet or knit.
Bring out the big needles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I think that's it, Cynthia.
What about Flash Mob?
Oh,
tell us about Flash Mob.
This month it's Leo.
Ooh.
Woohoo! That's my birthday. And so Carolyn Sommerfeld has designed a colorway for us for Leo, and we'll post a picture of it. We were lucky enough to see a sneak preview of it last month when we met her at the Fiber Frolic.
Yeah, she's working ahead for us.
Yeah, and so Cynthia got us a quick snap of it, and we'll post it up. That comes out July 20th, 6 p.m., just like all of our other flash mobs, and collect them. They are so much fun. We also have some bags.
Yep. They also come with a little charm, a little progress paper with the Leo sign on it. Yeah. And we have beautiful Zodiac-inspired bags.
And a set of bracelets, too.
Yes. Needle gauges. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this one's done out of her Socknado base.
It's beautiful.
It's very lovely.
Yeah. Same base as Hat Trick and Touchdown. Mm-hmm. Same, really nice Italian merino. Yeah. And nylon. Yeah. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
We'll insert some pictures here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we'll give away some prizes. We did have a request to read out the names of our prize winners. And we wanted to do that, but we tend to film our podcast a little bit before the end of the time. So we want to give that time for other people to add their comments to it. So unfortunately, we're just putting them out as words at the end. But it's always at the end. So if you don't want to miss it because you're looking at your knitting or your crochet or your cooking while you're listening to the podcast, just when it gets quiet, just take a peek up and see if your name is there.
Mm-hmm. And Cynthia and I are pretty flexible too. If you found out that you won in episode 15, get a hold of us. We'd still give you a prize.
We'd love to send you a prize, of course.
Right? So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Go back and watch them all. See if your name's there.
All right. Have a wonderful month, everybody. Enjoy July. Mm-hmm. Think about picking up some Christmas knitting because it's a great time to get started.
Yep. Yeah. Send Cynthia all your best wishes so she gets healthy and
Mm-hmm. All right. Take care.
Bye now.